It's me, it's Queen Seharu, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Now, I've gotten a lot of messages over the past 6 months from various people asking me about various combinations with Aquarius. And almost all of them, except for a couple, I've pretty much done the videos already. Some of them, people want to know specific male or female. But honestly, there are some similarities between male and female. There are some differences. But what I want to do is tell you something that I think will help you a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what you can expect when dating an Aquarius. Whatever your sign is, it doesn't matter. We're still going to act the same. So let me tell you how that is. Now, I came up with these. I wrote them down. They're in no particular order. I'm not going to say every Aquarius is going to do all of these things because I'm bound to get some messages from Aquarius who are going to say, I don't do that. So I'm not going to say every Aquarius does all of these things. But I'm going to say that these are some of the typical common things you will see with somebody who is a stereotypical Aquarius, like myself. I'm very Aquarius. So these are the kind of things that one of us would do. Maybe all of them, maybe some of them, but definitely common with the Aquarius. The first thing you can expect from many Aquarius is romance. Many of us are very romantic. I write poetry. And when I'm with a woman, I will often recite poetry or hit little lines from songs, in inboxes to her. I might even write her poems or send her. I'm always sending all kinds of gifts, jewelry, crystals, chocolates, whatever she likes, stuff like that. I'm a big with giving people, especially the woman that I'm with, gifts that I think and know that she'll enjoy. I usually know what my women like because women and men do too. People talk about what they like, and I just listen. And then I make little notes in my phone about what they like, and then, on special occasions, and then on non-special occasions, because I'm really big on giving things when it's not an occasion, like Tuesday, for example, jewelry, flowers, things like that. So you can expect from a lot of us romance, either from things that we give you or say to you, or us liking romantic things. Some Aquarius tell me that they don't like cliche things. I love cliche things. So it just depends on the person. But you can expect, usually with us, some kind of romance. 2, you can expect fun with the Aquarius. Most Aquarius, except for those who are depressed or anxious or going through something, most of us are a lot of fun. Most of us are great, especially in crowds or in public. So we like to have fun. We like to go to parties. We like to go to clubs. We like to dance. We like to pop our fingers. We like to drink. We like to sing. A lot of us are a lot of fun. So a lot of times you can expect a lot of fun when you hang out with or are dating an Aquarius. Most of us like going fun places and things like that. Attachment issues. Now, these are not in any kind of order of good ones or bad ones. They're all mixed up. You could expect attachment issues from dating an Aquarius. We're going to either be overly attached in some cases or detached as hell. You usually get one of those two ends of the spectrum. Sometimes we start off detached as hell and become more attached as time goes on. But you usually get one of those two. Some Aquarius are overly clingy, but most of us are usually pretty detached, and we usually warm up over time. But if you do things, we'll detach. So you can expect attachment issues one way or the other. So if that bothers you, you might want to date somebody else. A desire for freedom. Most Aquarius have a desire for freedom, independence, that kind of thing. We may say to you, hey, I'm going to stop at my friend's house on the way home. I'm going to be late. Little spontaneous, free kind of things like that. Or we might need time to ourselves. A lot of us need a lot of time to ourselves. Like I need time to meditate. I need time to go out in nature. I need time to do my spells. I need time to do my rituals. We need time to ourselves. So that desire for freedom is often there, and not necessarily always something sinister. Dark or gray Aquarius might be out cheating, but the rest of us might be meditating, or might be a Valley Green, giving an offering to the goddess or something like that, But we do have a strong desire desire for freedom, positive or negative. Difficulty with emotional situations. Many of us will have difficulty with our own emotions, and we might have difficulty with other people's. We might be very either, we can't handle our emotions, or we're very reserved about our emotions, very compartmentalized about our emotions, or we might just not like, we definitely don't like people snapping on us, but we're also not always the best when somebody starts crying or something like that happens in the room. We're not always the best with emotional situations. Now, I've trained myself over the years through learning therapy and going to classes and workshops and, things like that, how to deal with emotional situations, but some of us aren't that great at it, and like I said, our own emotions can sometimes be a problem. So like, crying all night or something like that, so you can expect some emotional difficulty going on there one way or another. Those of us who are more aware and are, doing emotional work are better at it, much better at it. But the ones who are not aware, or the ones who are detached from their emotions, you get a lot of those Aquarius too, detached from their own emotions. So that's really a trip, because they don't know how they feel. You're like, how do you feel? I don't know. How do I feel? So you do get that sometimes too with the typical, stereotypical Aquarius. A lot of talking. You should know this from me. Aquarius talk a lot. A lot of us do talk a lot. Some of us, it's okay because we know how to balance it with listening. Like in a conversation with somebody, I do pretty good with balancing it with listening. Some Aquarius just talk the whole time. You don't get a word in edgewise. It just depends. Some of us are more interesting than others too. Like certain Aquarius, I can just sit and just listen to them talk. Like I'm fascinated, And then other ones, I'm like, oh my God, if he don't shut up, I find myself having a difficulty listening to the angry Aquarius. There are a lot of angry Aquarius, and that was my next point. Anger. I've come across a lot of angry Aquarius. A lot of us, that's in our chart somewhere. It might not be angry all the time, just at certain times, or we might be quick tempered like me. I'm usually not angry about anything, but if something pops, I'm like, what? Like my temper goes from to what? Quick. It's like what, So you got the quick ones, and then you got the bad tempers. Then you got the ones who are just angry in general about life, about society, about their families, so sometimes you deal with some anger issues, which goes along with emotions, but I pointed it out by itself because it could be a whole nother kind of issue, especially if it's somebody who's angry and violent. Like I'm not an angry, violent person. I'll just be like, what? Oh, okay, let me get out of here. Let me get out. And I'll just disconnect. When I was younger, I might cuss somebody out. But some people, like I said, some Aquarius might lay hands on you. Them the Aquarius you don't want to be around. Don't let nobody abuse you. I don't care who it is. You can also expect them to be very social, and they might have a lot of friends or associates. So your Aquarius might want to go to social events all in December, might be this party, that party, So you can expect them to be social. They may have a lot of friends. Their friends may be very important to them. Or they might just have a lot of associates, people that they just hang with, but they're not really that close with. So you can expect a very social energy coming from many of us, depending upon, what's going on in the chart. You can expect spontaneous behavior. Your Aquarius is the kind of person who might tell you, all right, I'm gonna see you later, I'm going to work. And you call them and be like, where you at? 3 hours later, and they're like, oh, I decided to take a plane to Miami. I came to see my friend. And you're like, what? Or your Aquarius might pop up at the door and be like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm chilling. And you're like, girl, get dressed. We're taking a limousine downtown. We're going to the club. We're going to this. We're going to that. Your Aquarius might be that spontaneous. Spontaneous trips or spontaneous things. They love surprising you. A lot of us love to surprise you with gifts or gestures or all kinds of stuff. We love that, especially if it's something you're going to really like. So you can expect a lot of spontaneous behavior. You can expect a lot of work-related issues, either changing jobs a lot, having problems at work, getting fired all the time, arguing with their supervisor, or you can expect the workaholic. Always at work, always got something to do. A lot of Aquarius got 2 and 3 jobs. I'm working my job, doing videos, doing readings. I'm helping out my friends. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a curriculum for a class I want to do. I'm taking a class sometimes. I just finished one. I'm taking another one. So Aquarius could at any given time have a lot of workaholic stuff going on, either stuff that's specifically about their job, but you can always expect with a lot of us job-related issues. The Aquarius workaholics are actually the best ones because at least they're consistently working and bringing in money. But the other ones, they could have breaks. When I was younger, I always had breaks in working. I'd be working for a while, then I'll either quit. One time I got fired on my day off. I didn't even do nothing and got fired, yo. Uh, that was a crazy situation, man. I was working in a bar. My boss hated me. I come in, I'm just not on the schedule no more. Stupid stuff like that. I had a lot of problems with supervisors. And part of that is me not liking authority, straight up. And part of it is them feeling like I was going to take their job because I'm smarter than them. So I had a lot of problems with supervisors. I had a lot of problems with the authority aspect, the rebelling aspect, them talking to me like I'm a kid aspect, like a lot of problems with jobs. Not wanting to go to work, calling out all the time, taking every last possible sick day. So I had a lot of job related issues, and then I went into my workaholic phase. So like you can get a combination of those or both, or one or the other. And you can also expect your Aquarius to be very idealistic, because we are idealistic. We always go for the ideal, if we're going to do something, we're going to do the picture we see in our head, not in your head, the picture we see in our head. So we are very idealistic in that way. We have an idea of how something should look, and we want to bring that idea to fruition. But yeah, that's what it's like to date an Aquarius. You're also going to get some eccentric behavior. Many Aquarius are very eccentric, meaning we might, wear blue lipstick and a flower crown, and go to the market. Don't play with me because I'll do it in a minute. We like costumes and things like that. You get a lot of those kind of Aquarius, a lot of eccentric behavior. Let me see. And yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's what you can expect from dating an Aquarius. So if that doesn't scare you off, oh, and many Aquarius are very smart, especially the ones that like to talk a lot. A lot of us are very intelligent. We read and read and read and read and research. And we don't just read like on the internet. We read books. We read ancient texts. I was reading like some book the other day from like the 1500s. We read, we research. I've owned a lot of books. Most of the time I give them away or sell them or something when they become too many. I keep my favorite ones, but I've had a lot of literature over the years, journals, all kinds of stuff. So Aquarius are often very, very smart. So that's what you can expect from dating an Aquarius. And if that doesn't scare you off, then that's what you can expect. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It gets worse if the person is dark to gray. Then they might be doing shade. They might be lying. If you have a dark to gray Aquarius, you can expect a hellish experience, quite frankly. Because those are the Aquarius that are no holds barred. We do whatever we want. We don't care about your feelings. We don't care about what you said. We're not very considerate. Those are the darkies. Those are the ones you shouldn't date, period. But out of those of us who are pretty normal, this is what you can expect from us. And if you can deal with it, go get you an Aquarius. Deuces.